You've played some of the most famous music venues in the world, and I'd love to ask Quinton, was there a moment when you were on stage where you just said, "I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe
Yeah.
this is happening"?
Excuse me. Yeah, many times. Um, I remember my solo debut at Carnegie Hall, January 21st, 2012. That day was crazy because it snowed in New York City. I had played Carnegie Hall the year before with Indra Thomas, who was a soprano who at that time was singing literally all over the world. But it was more of kind of her show. And so the next year, 2012, when I got invited to do a solo show, it was really all about me.
Mhm.
That morning, my violin, my bridge broke.
Oh,
It broke.
that's the
Like
part that holds up the
that.
strings.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right.
oh,
So
jeez.
I get to Carnegie Hall and I'm doing my sound check. So let's say I had a 2 o'clock show. Let's say this is around 11 o'clock and I'm doing my run through, playing in the hall, and snap, it breaks.
Oh,
I
no.
was like, oh my God, what in the world am I going to do? So I go to the back and tell, the ushers that my bridge had broke. And I'm like, I got to get to a violin shop. So they give me a name of a violin shop. I think it's at Lincoln Center. I go to Lincoln Center, get my violin fixed, and they're like, okay, this is going to be about an hour. So I'm mentally prepping, mentally practicing. I'm envisioning what I want the first notes to sound like, and I'm envisioning what I want to sound like in the hall because I can't physically play because my violin's getting fixed. So long story short, get the violin fixed. I get back. I'm not able to do a sound check because by this point, people are already starting to arrive at the hall. And so an usher comes up to me in the back and says, don't worry. I heard what happened. Don't worry. You're going to be fine. This is your stage.
Oh,
And when she said that to me, it was like I just had this burst of energy. And it was like, wow, I have arrived. And I played a 2-hour concert. I did three encores, three encores at Carnegie Hall. It was one of the best moments of my life. But I think, you know, I've had many, many moments where I've had to just take a breath and take it all in. And wow, I am here. I'm here. And,
yeah.
and, and it's been many moments at some of the greatest halls, Sydney Opera House, Carnegie Hall, obviously, the Louvre Museum, playing with Seattle Symphony. Yeah, I've had many, many moments where it's been like, yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
What a
And,
great
and, and I'm
story.
here and nobody else is. It's just me. And I'm
Yeah.
saying that to say that regardless of what anyone thinks or says about you or what anyone thinks about you, when you get to that moment where you have arrived, it's just you who's there. And that's a moment to really take in and celebrate your resilience.
And all those people who said you wouldn't make it. Um, what a
Thankful for
beautiful
them.
redemption. I love it.
Yeah.
Quinton, let's talk about Key to Change, the nonprofit that you started. For people not familiar with it, I'm in love
Mm.
with that organization and what you're doing with it because it's literally just transforming lives through music. So tell people about that.
Oh, Key to Change is an organization that I wish existed when I was in high school. It's an organization that's very near and dear to my heart. We provide world-class music instruction to underserved students in South King County. And we do that through leadership training. We do that through private lessons and group lessons. We do that through creating a community where people feel included, and they feel inspired, and they feel motivated to be their best selves.
Yeah. I've had a chance to witness, Key to Change, up close during the performances in Seattle and your fundraisers, and I'm blown away by the maturity that you've developed and these students develop through music, in terms of, it's not just about the music, it's about developing as a leader, it's about developing as a human being. And these young people are so put together, and they are so confident, and they are so kind, and they're so talented, that it's just this beautiful combination of things that happen through your program, and they really are getting world-class music instruction at the same time. And now they've gone on, just recently some of your students played at with the Seattle Symphony, right?
Yeah. Three of our students made their professional debuts with Seattle Symphony, and it was really amazing to watch that happen. Watching a 13, 16, and 17-year-old student all make their debuts with the orchestra. I didn't make my debut until I was 30, so
I love it.
It was really cool, and those three students I just mentioned, they also met the First Lady of the United States. And so when we say world-class music instruction, we also provide world-class opportunities for these students as well.
Yeah. And the diversity is striking in your organization. And I see these young women of color in these, prominent roles, and this confidence that they have, and the opportunities that they're getting. I think it's just amazing what you've done. How many years has Key to Change been in existence, Quinton? And when did you get the idea for it? I'd love to know that.
Sure. We've been in existence for the last 6.5 years. I started this organization after I finished the first year of my world tour. I did a world tour where I performed on all 6 of the continents, and I was so inspired by seeing students of all different ethnicities and all different cultural backgrounds, and recognizing that they all learn and they have a lot of the same characteristics when it comes to their personalities, to their love for music, to their desire to want to give back to their communities, and decided, okay, I don't want to write a paper about this, and I certainly don't want to do a public talk about it. I want to do something that is meaningful and that can really inspire and change people. I want to put this work into action. And then I got to thinking about my own kind of upbringing. I didn't mention this earlier, but when I was in high school, I used to have to take 3 buses to my violin lessons because, at that time I lived in Renton, and my violin teacher lived in Bothell. So
Wow.
I was commuting back and forth between Renton and Bothell. And I noticed that in South King County, there still was not a teacher or an organization that provided this world-class music instruction. And so hence, that's where I thought, okay, there's something here that I can create, and Key to Change was born.
Yeah.